Different, odd, weird. These are the names we give people who are not like us. These are the names we give people we don't want to be associated with. Coincidentally, these are the names I've been called all my life. I'm different, I'm not going to wear a tag. Why is it that people like to be outstanding? Must get an A. However, they refuse to stand out. Think about it. Yes, as Milena said, education puts us into a box. You're in that box. And it's so difficult that this particular box is so hard that we even have to have extra classes to learn how to think out of the box. Yep, critical thinking, I know. But as Prof just shared with us, education is empowering you. Yes, it gives you a system. But you see, it is not education that puts you into a box. It is the system that puts you into the box. And unfortunately, many people like to follow the system. Remember, you can be rebellious, so you can go against the system. Sounds like Empire Strikes Back. However, people are afraid to do that. Why? Because you'd be called different. Different sometimes can be positive. The worst name would be weird. Oh, why is she doing that? She's so weird. Why is that guy so quiet? He's so weird. And what happens? This weird name becomes a very negative group of people. And weird people are deemed not friendly. Weird people are usually alone. Weird people will do things differently. So in our society, any society in the world, there's this whole group of people who are weird. And what do we do to them? We shun them. We push them aside. We ignore them. Worse still, think about your friends in class. Those of you who have finished studying, think about that classmate who always sat alone. Nobody wanted to talk to them. If we came to doing assignment, nobody would choose them. Why? Why do we do this to people who are weird? My first teaching job was quite a number of years ago. And I met this girl. Her name was Shafika. Her name is Shafika. She must be a very big grown-up woman now, but I still remember what happened between me and her. She was that girl that nobody wanted to be friends with. She was always alone in the class. Nobody sat beside her because she was naughty. And so she had that one table right in front, near the teacher's table. Now Shafika needed extra help. So what I did was, I decided to use my break time to be the time I can give her some extra help. Although I was only her English teacher, I decided to help her with mathematics and Bahasa Melayu homework as well. The first day that Shafika was supposed to come to me for tuition, so-called tuition during the break time, she came and she stood in front of me. And she had something behind her hand, I couldn't see that. Then I asked her, "What's that in your hand, Shafika?" And she put a package in front of me. It was a package of burger. And she said, "Teacher, I know you didn't eat lunch. I bought this for you." That girl that nobody wanted to be friends with, she was sensitive enough to know that the teacher is not having a break, that the teacher maybe because she's fat, wanted to eat. And burgers sound like a good idea. So who is actually the weirdo? Who is the weirdo in this room? Other than me, of course. Think carefully. Remember we talked about the system? The weirdo is not someone you don't know. Every one of us have got a weirdo inside. We all have one eccentricity that you would do something differently that no one else would do. My mom, she likes to count whatever she buys from the market. So if she buys a kilo of prawns, and when I go back home and ask her, oh, you bought, how much did you buy? And she would say 49. Because while cleaning up, she counted them. It's not like my house, we have got many people living, it's just me and her. But she counts the prawns and the fish, the tiny fish. We all have eccentricities in us. But we keep it inside. You know why? Because the system said so. The system said, if you're different, you won't have any friends. System says that. So what do? We keep the weird one inside without wanting to shine it. So this is what I want you to do. Let people know that you are different. There's other people who like to keep those weird people inside, yeah? Your weirdness in the inside. They call themselves normal. And they happen to have this thing called a weirdo meter. Some of us, our weirdness is overflowing, you know, right? And from miles away, you can recognize the overflowing ones. And these normal people, they can know when you are weird. So their weirdo meter will go to the left, ting, 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 weird, 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 weird. So they go like, okay, I'm not going to be friends with this one is weird. And then the weird people also have their weirdo meter, but theirs will go to the right when they see the weird one. Weird, 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 ting, 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 I want to be friends with this one. After the experience I had in the school with Shafiqa, I realized that, you know what, it's okay to be weird. Why am I hiding the weirdness in the inside? So I decided to overflow with weirdness when I went into varsity. Yes, it was, again, a system, but nothing wrong in you standing out. So it was not unfamiliar that most of my lecturers knew my name. Everybody knew, oh, Yaso is going to be in the class. She is going to say something. She is going to talk. She is going to think something else and say something weird in the class, and that could be another question for discussion. And I became known as that. From the weird one, I became known as the student that teachers loved. Teachers wanted me in the class because of our Malaysian students' attitude that they don't say anything at all. Everyone is quiet. And I was the Hermione Granger in class. I've got answers, you know. Oh, I've got questions I want to ask. When I became a teacher, I decided that I didn't want to make people feel that way. So whenever I can, I tell my students that it's okay to be weird. I had this one individual in my life who told me, Yaso, why are you so revolutionary? Why can't you be like other people? I was 19, I was a student, and this was a teacher. And I looked at her and I said, teacher, that's a great compliment. Thank you so much. And I thought, wow, I'm revolutionary. So you see, different, odd, weird. Revolutionary sounds very positive. I like that. Why don't I stick to that name? So I tell my students that it's okay if you're weird. So one girl a couple of years back came into my class and she introduced herself as, "Oh, I am weird. I don't really have many friends, so this is me." And she said, a few months later, she wore this t-shirt. This was her t-shirt. "Weird is cool." And I made her stand there and I took a photo of it. And I realized that because I encourage, I'm hoping it's because of me, because I encourage, because I keep telling them, it's okay if you're weird. It's okay if you're a nerd. I like you. You're a nerd. It's okay. It's cool to be a nerd. It's okay to be a geek. It's fine. And this girl who on the first day of school said, "I'm weird, I don't really have many friends." By few months, she had a group of other weirdos joining her, and she had a group of weirdos as her friends. So ladies and gentlemen, imagine the impact we can make. You don't have to be an educator to do this. It can be anybody. If you see someone who's different, instead of pushing them away, I'm not asking you to join them if you don't want to, but don't let them feel left out. My school recently had more like a fair where they encourage people for mental health. And we were given a whiteboard and we were asked to write messages on it. I passed by the board in the morning and I decided to write this message. It's okay to be weird. And around noon, when I walked past the place, I saw this message there. Again, I took a photo. In an institute of about 2,000 students, one of them acknowledged it, that it's okay to be weird. I encouraged one person. Imagine if we do it in a big scale. Imagine if it was viral, that it's okay to be weird. You are not shunned away, you are embraced. So maybe all these people who we normally think of as different, odd, weird, are not really that. Maybe they're special. They're extraordinary. They're limited edition. If you ask me, who is the hero of tomorrow? It is you. Every one of you weirdos here. You are the hero. Let your weirdness shine. Thank you.